are so impressed by with RPost, and have been for a long time, is how far ahead of the line you guys were on this type of technology, well in advance of what has turned out to be the contactless storage reality that happened last year, and the move towards these mobile and electronic applications to become a tenant in a self-storage facility. So without a doubt, the ease of what this system is for the electronic execution of documents, the legal side of it, is that you guys provide a solution to a situation. It wasn't even a problem, it was just an alternative before. This last year it turned into a problem that you had the solution for, and I think now we've pivoted in the industry to an expectation that this is the way that business is done, and you guys have a system that's been battle tested for a decade that would work for the operators who want to move in that direction, who need to move in that direction. One of the success stories of RPost coming into the self-storage industry is you guys had already demonstrated the compliance issues with insurance notifications and email, and the legal issues with law firms. I mean, that sort of history of dotting the I's and crossing the T's with regard to email in those other industries, and how transferable that was, and sort of credible that was to then come into the self-storage industry, makes the RPost product and its service relative to self-storage already at a higher level than a lot of, like you just said, sort of homemade solutions to these issues. Like sending an email via Outlook and saying that meets the statutory requirement does not meet the requirements. Yeah. And what we've learned with RPost is it can provide that verification of delivery. And now you're even going to tell us a little bit more about some of the nuances of verifying opening and reading, which are amazing. But the content side as well, to show that it can't be altered as evidence for a litigation dispute over notice, is really, really helpful. Even the threat of acknowledging to the other side that the customer is using the RPost product for notification sometimes ends that fight right there, because they're familiar, because of the history of RPost in the legal community, to know that RPost has a verifiable proof of content for evidentiary purposes. So it's been very helpful for me to have that as the evidence for verification of delivery, and useful then in disputes concerning wrongful sales brought by tenants claiming that they never got the lien notice. In that within hours of the communication to the customer, they know whether it's getting to them or not. Whereas, and Carlos and I would laugh about this, I mean, the old days of sending a certified mail letter with a return receipt requested and waiting weeks, if not months, to get verification of delivery to the customer before they could proceed with the lien process, you've now moved it to hours, and it's just remarkable. And I hope there's new people that are listening to this that can suddenly say, wow, my headache can be solved by this solution because I don't have to wait for days. And that when you talk hours, it's amazing to me. Because again, from my point of view, the ability in a litigation type scenario where you have a tenant challenging the notification of the lien and the enforcement of the lien, everything that you have in your tool belt to fight that challenge is helpful. So if the added addition of a view-proof program to your already in place certified registered RMail registered receipt system, I think it's sort of a no-brainer to add that component as well, even if you're not in California or Connecticut, to prove that the notification went through, and maybe just avoid the dispute altogether. Is people should not ignore the usability of this product for all of their notices to their customers. I give as an example, and it's what Carlos was talking about, just even rental rate increases, and the sort of challenge of the tenant saying, I never got that rent increase, and the facilities obviously relying on that additional rent charge to run their operations. And if you have tenants push back that go, I never got the notice, that also impacts down the road the ability to enforce a lien over non-payment of the rent, things like that. So many of these notices that the operator sends could be used through this program and used successfully.